So, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Alicia, and for those of you who do, it's going to be a little telltale into my life a little more than you already know. I wanted to make this video because it's been weighing on my heart lately, and I just wanted to get my story out there. Maybe there's some people who are going through similar situations as I have been through, and if something I've been through and have gotten past can help anybody, then of course, I'm willing to tell my story to help those people. My coming out story isn't a harsh reality. It's not a scary story. It's not hurtful. It's liberating. And I am finally able to be the person that I am because I was honest. And more importantly, I was honest with myself. So yeah, let's get this started. Let me go ahead and tell you my story. I don't think I've ever actually sat down and had this conversation with anyone. I've never been as comfortable in my skin as I am right now. I have never wanted, I guess you could say, to tell anybody. I've actually been openly gay since I was in high school, and the sad part is this year is my 5th high school reunion. So I've been out of high school for 5 years, and I'm just now coming out to my family. I had the opportunity to come out to my mother several years back. She sat me down when I was going out to a strip club for my best friend Rose's 21st birthday. And that was the October before Gay Pride Atlanta. And she sat me down and she was like, "So, you've been going to a lot of gay events lately, so are you gay?" And I just told her, I was like, "You know what, Mom? I wish I could tell you that I wasn't, but I can't." And at that point in my life, I wasn't even sure of myself. I knew that I liked girls, but that was about the only thing that I knew. I wasn't comfortable saying that I was a lesbian. It was just one of those things that it's just how I felt. I did like women, but I dated men. I was not attracted. Well, okay, I can't say that because, I mean, I'm human, and I can appreciate the human body, and I do find men attractive, but that does not mean in any way, shape, or form that I had to date them. The male body is attractive. The male organ, sexual organ, is not, however. I do not find that attractive in the least bit. So I told her, I was just like, I wish I could tell you that I wasn't, but I can't. And so she told me, she was like, "Oh, that's okay, your best friend's gay, and you only hang out with gay people, so that's kind of where you're getting that feeling from, and I understand that you're at the point in your life where you're trying to figure out who you are, and, since you only hang out with gay people, that's probably why you think you're gay." Really, Mom? Bless her heart. Real sweet lady. Really tries to be understanding. And she is. She's very understanding. But she was having a tough time with it. And I can't blame her. I was having a tough time with it, so why wouldn't she have a tough time with it? If I couldn't be honest with myself, how could I be honest with her in order for her to be honest with herself? It's a chain reaction. So, this past December, no, not this past December, a year ago, December, I went on a family vacation with my mother and my brother and my niece, and we were going through a tough time, as is, so instead of being home for Christmas, we decided to go away for Christmas. And then I just told her, you know, my brother and my niece were in the hotel pool swimming around. My mom and I were sitting outside of it, and I was like, listen, I need to talk to you about something. And I just told her, I was like, Mom, I'm gay. And she just looked at me, and she was like, I know. I know. And that's all she said. She said, I love you, and I support you. You're my daughter, and I know, and I get it, and it's okay. And that was enough for me. That was all I needed. It was for my mom to say, it's okay. And at that point, I knew that I was going to be okay. Because I had my mother standing behind me no matter what. And that was the one thing that I was worried about, was that I was going to lose my mother. And thankfully I didn't. I didn't have to. I'm very thankful for that. And it just, that was it. So later that night, I told my brother as well. And he looked at me and he goes, honestly, do you believe that I didn't already know? I mean, when we were in high school, we would go to the mall together and we would sit out on a bench and people watch and try and pick up girls together. And he was like, honestly, I knew then. You weren't ready to say it, so I wasn't ready to say it. I waited for you. I wasn't going to tell you that you were gay, but come on. Like, we sat in a mall together and scoped out girls. I knew. And he was like, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. That's all I care about. And I am happy. I'm very happy. I have a beautiful girlfriend, and she was very supportive. My friends and my family are very supportive. They stand behind me 100%. Just this past Thanksgiving, I actually left it up to my mom to tell the rest of my family. Not because that wasn't a burden that I wanted to carry, but because I already told all the people that I needed to tell. All the people that I needed to tell in order to be okay within myself. I already told them. I was fine. I was okay with being who I was and who I am. And I didn't need anybody else to know. If they asked, yeah, sure, I'd tell you. But why do I have to tell people that I'm gay? Why can't I just be gay? So that was my motto. And I told my mom, I was like, you know, it's up to you. If you want to tell people, you can tell people. If you don't have to. Because that's something that she was going to have to deal with. And the reactions of her family and my family, she was going to have to deal with. And I didn't want to tell somebody before she was ready for people to know, so I left it up to her. And this past Thanksgiving, my mom told people. And I couldn't be any happier than I am right now. Because my family, they don't care. And not every case, not every person who comes out, their situation doesn't end up the way mine does. In fact, I know that there's a lot of people whose family don't stand behind them. But thankfully, I'm not one of those. And I knew when I was in the 5th grade, I had my very first crush on a girl. And I was a brand new student in the 5th grade, and so I didn't know anybody. And the very first friend I ever made there, she was new as well. And at that time, I didn't know what my feelings meant. I didn't know that I was attracted to her. I didn't know that that was my first instance that I would remember forever of when I first started to like girls. But now that I look back on it, I know. I know for damn sure that that's what that was. And that's the very first moment I knew, was when I was in the 5th grade. And at that time, I thought that my feelings towards her meant that I wanted to be like her, not that I wanted to be with her. So it was kind of difficult for me at that time, because I felt like, you know, I had to be like her, I had to do the things that she did in order to feed my feelings, I guess. Because I didn't understand why I felt the way I felt. And so I kind of made up an excuse for it. Like, oh, this is why. You know, I find her attractive because I want to look like her. And I want to be around her because I want to be like her, not because I liked her. Huge difference. Huge difference. I had my first girlfriend in the 8th grade. That's where my journey started. And so if there's any of you out there wondering if you're gonna be okay, you will. You will. If there's any of you out there wondering if it gets easier, it does. It does. The moment you learn to accept yourself, nothing else matters. Do I still get judged? Oh yeah, every day. Every day I walk out my front door and I go to eat with my girlfriend, people stare at me. People stare at us. Every day that I walk out my front door to do anything, people stare at me. I mean, I get a lot of people who come up to me and, you know, ask me. I'm okay with questions. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. And they just ask me simply, are you gay? Well, yeah, I'm gay. I'll answer that. I'll answer that to anybody. I'm not trying to hide it. I am gay. And then I get the reaction, oh, I could tell. Do I have a sign on my forehead? Is there like somebody following me with a sign that says she's a lesbian? Not really sure how they can tell, other than the views that society has put on us. I have short hair. This is a guy's shirt. I like to play sports. I know how to fix my car. I do masculine things, but that doesn't make me a boy. And just because I do masculine things does not make me a lesbian. I'm a lesbian because I love women, not because I love to work on my car. Weird. But So, if there's any kind of advice that I could give anybody out there, it would be do it on your own time. Wait till you're ready. Don't tell people before you're ready. Make sure you're not battling with yourself, because that's when it gets hard. Because I tried to come out before I was ready, and I went right back in. And then I got perceived as this person who wanted to fit in, and I don't know anybody who would want to be gay to fit in, because it's not easy. There are people who discriminate against me because I'm gay. It's not the easy path, but it's not a path to choose. I'm gay because I'm gay, not because I chose to be this way.